Okay, Charlie, thank you so much for taking some time to chat today. And I understand, Charlie, that a little while ago you had quite an amazing experience in your life, which has been quite life transforming. Yeah. But what was going on for you before that?
So, growing up with family is that we're all home educated, and I was taken out of school at year 3. I'm not sure what age that was anymore, but year 3.
Yeah.
And then pretty much grew up with just my siblings, and we had a few close friends for a year or so, but then after an issue we just moved away from them.
Okay.
And then when that happened, it was such a all my life was tied up with that friendship, the friendships I had with those people, that when it severed I just didn't know who I was anymore, and moving away to losing everything I've got just to isolate myself with the family. Well, and that was the roots of the social anxiety disorder, which began to develop from the age of 10, 11.
So social anxiety disorder, I mean, I expect there's lots of people that wouldn't know what that was. How did you experience that? What were the things that were difficult for you?
So I completely avoided social situations in many settings because I'd be sat somewhere, say, even talking to somebody, and rather than paying attention to the conversation or what they're saying or anything like that, I'd just be focused internally, believing that this person doesn't want to spend time with me, or they feel pity for me, or there were just so many thoughts that were just lies. There'd be times after church where people would be in the foyer and I'd just run off home because I can't, I don't want to have that feeling. Especially last August, I was in a really dark place with the social anxiety. I just became pretty much a hermit, just on my own. Just never left the house.
Okay, so at this point, Charlie, you've gone from being, in your own words, a hermit, staying mostly at home, to being in a meeting and felt God say to you need to do youth ministry, which you said yes to. And then the next step is you're now doing Audacious College.
I need to break social anxiety if I'm going to do youth ministry, I'm going to do what God's told me to do, then I need to break it. So I called out to God so many times over the past 12 years just to take it from me, and he hasn't done. God just basically said, you take the first step, I'll meet you on the way.
So let me get this right. You felt God say to you, take the first step and I'll meet you on the way. So you decided, I've got to do something. I've got to start some momentum. And then you had this promise that God would meet you on the way.
2 in the morning one night, I think it was in 16th of October, I was on Amazon, just first book I could find on overcoming social anxiety. And I bought the book and then started it that night. And over, between that week and conference, I was reading it slowly, doing all the projects that were inside.
Okay, so you bought a book, you started to do some, to do the exercises in it, which we know kind of in psychology, it's exposing yourself to the thing that you're most afraid of and then rating it. And so you were rating 70 to 95%.
And it was just destroying me because I'd do everything that it would tell me to do. Pretty much as soon as that instruction was over, I just texted everyone I knew, all the pastoral people in my life, just to say it's at its worst. I'm ready to quit college because I've been stepping out and God said he'd meet me, I've not seen him here. And it was just I felt like I just stepped out with faith, attacking it, and then nothing had happened. So I was it's been 2 weeks and it's just been worsening. So I was I'm done.
Okay, so at that point you reached out. You reached out to the people that were in your life that you somehow knew maybe did care about you. You reached out to them, and what happened then?
So it's the following day when I went along to the youth. We were at another location of a conference. And again, I was just internally thinking, feeling the worst. And then I was just, like I said before, I was done. So after the second meeting, there's supposed to be a third one in the evening. I was just I've got to go. So I found out that a few people were heading back to the church to set up for the evening or whatever. And so I was can I just come along with you because I can't continue. So got back, and then it happened to be during your meeting.
And so you arrived at the mental health session.
And I was already internally thinking, and my initial reaction was to either head home or go sit in the gallery backstage and just be on my own. But because what you were saying at the moment was about people, I think you're talking about people in the church foyer, you not connecting with them. I can't remember what your words were. And I was oh, that's exactly what I'm going through.
Wow, so you saw the diagram of the tree and you recognised these branches were the disorder, as you put it, the social anxiety, all the symptoms, and you'd never focused on what was in the roots, which was these comments that people have made to you. So what did that mean to you?
It's suddenly trying to light on what I've been, my attack has been towards defeating the disorder, while it should be on focusing on like negating the lies. It's like one of them was when I was 9 or 10, one of my friend's mums said to my mum that I'm a sheep just following along whatever my friend's doing, and that was a jab at my mum, not at me. But because I was there, it just then threw my life that, oh, I'm just a sheep, I'm just following along with the crowd, when that's nothing like what I am, because I don't follow people.
Yeah, so you began to recognise the lies that were in the roots. Yeah. And there was a response, wasn't there? An invitation for people to come forward. So what happened for you?
It's funny because just before you said any of that, you mentioned a passing comment that said there were some reports of it happening in altar calls where God changes life, but it likely won't happen that way. And I was thinking, oh, well, what's the point in being here if God's not going to meet me in an altar call? Wow. And so I was just like, oh, well, I'll go forward anyway. I just went away thinking that's another altar call, just another prayer. Nothing happened. And then it was that evening, so I went on, we did the pack down, because it was the last day, I think it was the last day. I think it must have been, because we were doing pack down and stuff. Yeah. And having conversations with people, and then went home to log the anxiety. I was like, and I was comfortable all evening. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's just unusual. So I logged it at, I think it was like 20%, which is the lowest it's ever been.
So it had gone from 95 to 20? Okay.
And then the following day, it was church on Sunday. And then in the evening went to a leaving party for someone going to Australia, and something I'd never go to.
Oh, but so you wouldn't have gone before?
No, I was just flat out. I already refused the invitation that previously, said I can't make it, I'm out of other plans. Yeah. But then I thought, no, I'm not going to see him again, so I'm going to force myself to go. Yeah. And so I went an hour late because I had other plans going on. I made room to go. Yeah. And then it was the most comfortable I've ever been in a setting that we had like over 20 people there. Right. And I was just perfectly comfortable in that conversation with people. And I was probably the last one to leave. And I invited myself into someone else's taxi, which I'd never do. I'd walk home rather than do that. It's just stuff I'd never have done. Yeah. And then when I logged it, I was like, hang on, I'll put it at 5%. I was like, hang on, that's not what I usually do. Wow. And so it was only when talking a week later to someone who was like, yeah, you've been healed. I was like, oh, of course. So,
wow. Yeah. God said to you, take a step and I'll meet you on the way. Yeah. And wow.
Yeah, he's met me. It's just, life has just been completely different.
So what would you say, Charlie, to someone else that might be listening to this, who's going through problems with their mental health?
I think it's just the truth that God does desire to live a whole life, not something that's not. You know, the enemy was attacking me for 12 years with these lies, and God can just snap his fingers and it's gone. Yeah. And it's just like he can transform the mind that way. So yes, we should have the faith to believe that. And if God's not going to take it away like he did with me, then he can equip you to attack it and provide you exactly the right tools to do that. Yeah. So I don't hear many reports of God doing it this way. Sure. And so I think just the truth that God can more than anything, and that even if he doesn't, you've got to take the step to claim it yourself. Because one of the things that God revealed to me was that if he's not going to take it away from me, he's going to equip me to, resist the lies against me. And while I didn't feel that being equipped, it led me to being completely healed in a moment. And then it was like only a month later that I was stood up on the stage giving the testimony to over 100 youth. Wow. And with no anxiety at all.
No anxiety at all?
Nothing. I was just like, all these kids were responding and in tears, and I was able to get off the stage, pray with them, which is something I would never have done. And it's just, it was the 16th of November, so a month to the day since I bought the book. God just did a miracle pretty much. Yeah. So
fantastic. And just in a nutshell, what sort of difference has this made to your everyday life?
Like the thoughts have gone completely, feeling inadequate, or people are judging me, or it's just that. So there are times now when I'm on serving in youth, and I'm loving it. And up until before being healed, I hated every moment. Wow. I felt like I could not relate to them. And then God did this, and now suddenly I'm able to talk to them. Yeah. And even the team itself has just been this. There's a strange, because I would never have joined youth team. It's just weird. I've said for years I'd never do it. Yeah. But then there's a weird unity with them, because of the hours that they put in and the work they have to do with the kids and everything. It's just crazy. And there are moments where everyone's tired and they're pulling it through, and there's just a sense that I belong finally in a church where I've said for 3 years I don't belong here. And God has been calling me home all this time. And then even having been part of the media team and believing that everyone there was just pitying me or taking me along because I was skillful in what I can do. And that's all they liked about me. But, that lie was negated as well. And as I continued now, especially with the youth team, it's just been bizarre to know that, there can be relationships like this that I'm part of now. Because I've just seen everything from the outside, thinking everyone's an extrovert, I'm the only introvert in church, and feeling separate to everyone. And now I've been healed, I'm like, oh, this is home.
Wow.